So I always kind of knew that I dealt with anxiety pretty badly. People always told me, oh, you're just overreacting, or what you're saying doesn't make any sense. It doesn't, because they don't relate to it. But as I got older, I realized that a lot of people related to it.
So 2 years ago, I lost my dad to cancer, and the struggle with it was not having him there anymore, not having that father role model. That it led me down a destructive path of alcoholism, depression, and drug abuse.
I grew up in a loving home. They never missed a beat raising us. We had perfect parents. I had 3 perfect siblings. But I always felt like I was missing something. I started drinking, and right whenever I started drinking, I thought, that's what I was missing all along.
When I was graduating high school, making the next choices of what I needed to do with my life, I decided that it was time for me to leave home when family stuff wasn't going well and didn't feel like I was welcomed by the people that I had spent the first 18 years of my life with anymore. I decided to start touring and get on the road to find some purpose.
I mostly realized when I was a sophomore in college, my cousin committed suicide, and I had never even knew that he felt like that was the only way out. After that happened, everything just seemed to go into a downward spiral.
I would get drunk about almost every day. I got one time busted at work for being drunk, and they sent me home. And on that day, I thought I lost everything, so I just went home, kept drinking, and then started popping pills until all my prescriptions were out. Everything in the house, there was no more pills. Yeah, it wasn't the best time of my life.
It started out slow. I would drink, at parties with friends. As it progressed through about 8th grade, I started, drinking by myself, trying different things. I still didn't think, what I was doing was an issue. I still thought everything was fine.
Going on tour and not really taking it as a career point at that point, but just taking it as an escape of drinking and partying with bands and friends in different cities and just getting drunk and doing whatever drugs were around to not worry or think about the people that I may have hurt or left behind.
One night it got so bad that I thought, what if my cousin Corey was right? What if that's the only way to make things better? I found pretty much whatever I could in the house. I took the rest of the bottle and just laid in the bathtub until I fell asleep.
Just the loss of my father kind of pushed me into this dark state of mind where I didn't want to live anymore. July of last year, I tried to overdose, and I woke up to EMTs all surrounding my bed. A month later, I finally decided I need to get some help. I went to rehab, and I got detoxed from everything.
Going into high school is whenever things got a little worse. I stopped coming home. I started getting into, more stuff than just drinking. I got into a little bit harder drugs. I don't know, I really hurt my family at this point because, I had such a bright future ahead of me, and then they see me already messing things up so early in high school.
There wasn't really a point to staying in one place because it would just mean that I would make roots somewhere and then people would start counting on me, and I couldn't even take care of myself. I had a backpack with the essentials that I needed. I wasn't worried about eating healthy as long as I was able to get drunk that night or get high that night or whatever was going to help me forget about the day before, the years before.
There has to be some reason why it didn't. Some reason why I'm still here. I knew at that point that I wasn't going to be able to fix myself. My junior year of college, just after all of these things happened, I met a girl named Leia. She really encouraged me to go to church. That's something that helps me every day now.
They gave us like a notebook and a pen, and every day I wrote in this to describe how I felt. I wrote poems, songs, like just anything to help me get through the day. It was really helpful just to be there. Now I'm happy that I can actually go to work. My job still kept me, and like I'm doing the best I have at my job since I stopped.
That summer, I took a trip to jail. My dad got me out of that one. I took a trip to the hospital. I don't know how I survived that one. I was really bad off. And finally, my dad found somewhere to take me, and that he was okay with taking me to. I found my little AA community down there, and stuck around for about 2 years. And I was happy. Those were the best 2 years of my life, I think. A lot happened.
A couple of years in, I started to party a little less and take it more of a career move, and decided that what I want to do was like a full-time gig. But it's also hard working in the music industry, where who knows who's really there to be my friend, who just wants to get into a show. I'm starting to get used to the fact that maybe it's okay to stay in one place for more than a couple months. And when I got the opportunity to move to Austin, I took it as a chance to maybe clean my act up a little bit. It was probably one of the best decisions I've made in the last decade, moving here.
My dog is the one thing that I know has the most unconditional love for me. And I got Tino when I first started really struggling with depression. There are days where it's really hard. Then I remember that there are a lot of people in my life that feel the same way.
I'm just glad that I finally grew some common sense, and I was like, I have to move on, and I have friends and family that love and cherish me.
Anyway, somewhere in those 2 years, I got into a relationship, and I don't know, fast forward, I was still sober, things were going great, and we had our own little place to raise our little family. And I don't have to hurt my parents anymore, and I don't know, I just get to see a side of life now that I didn't think I was gonna get to see again. And I didn't think that I was going to be able to be a mom. I'm so grateful for the people that were there to help me through it.
I definitely still drink way too much to cope with the years I've gone through and the struggles I've been through, but it's nice going home to a place where people want me there. I've definitely found a small group of friends here that I'm starting to let in more. I'm starting to learn that maybe I could spend more time here.
Every sad as